Hello, everybody. Welcome to Asa Rusty Buckets. I realize this is a different avenue of seeing me that you're used to, but this is something we are going to be doing hopefully every Thursday on this channel, going to be reacting to some sort of NBA media or fan take or whatever. And joining me will be my podcast co-hosts, Mojo99 and Rudy St. Clair. And hopefully through enjoying these reaction clips, you will go check out our podcast. Most recent episode will be linked in the description. We live stream every Wednesday and Sunday at about 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, or really whatever time Mojo shows up. And that link and all that shit's going to be in the description. And we're going to watch Nick Wright say some bullshit about Nikola Jokic.
As a voter, I'm surprised you don't know this. It's not about big plays. It's not about winning. It's about who the robots tell us to vote for. And Wilds, I'm going to unite you with me on this because of your fear of sentient robots, which are just smart computers.
What the hell is he talking about?
He's talking about advanced stat nerds, and that's...
So are people who like analytics robots now?
Apparently.
Is that the verdict, that we're cyborgs if we use VORP?
That's the take that he has here, but you're cutting him off. Let him get to his stupid point.
And Brew has said something to me a couple times off the air that I didn't know about. This was before, when I was in honestly grade school, that back in the early 90s, IBM used to give out their MVP.
Oh, yeah.
And Brew, who won it every single year? You told me it was David Robinson. And the reason was because whatever formula they had really overvalued rebounding and efficiency. And efficiency is super important, but the algorithm was a little off, so it super overvalued those two things where he was great. And David Robinson's an all-time great player, but every year they had him as the best player in the league. Well, that exact same thing is happening right now with the smart people numbers with Nikola Jokic. So I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna give you 5 advanced stat categories that Jokic leads the NBA.
And this is the thing that pisses me off about the way he talks about Jokic, is he brings up these advanced stats all the time as though that is what Jokic's case is. And just because a lot of NBA nerds who do like advanced stats will bring them up in the Jokic debate, he treats that as though Jokic isn't also averaging 26, 10, and 8 on 60, 40, 90 shit. I don't know what his actual splits are, but it's always insane efficiency, really high points, high rebounds, crazy high assists with a good assist to turnover ratio. It's not just advanced stats. That's just the cherry on fucking top of the fact that he's incredibly good. Eye test stats, all of that. Jokic has all 3. He doesn't have one that's saying, actually, this isn't true. Eye stats will tell you Jokic is one of the 5 best players in basketball. Box score stats will tell you that, and advanced stats will tell you that. It's not just fucking advanced stats.
Where he lacks is the eye test, because it's clear as day. Of course, Jokic is all this and that to the advanced stat size, but I don't even be paying attention to that shit most of the time. I just like generally watching him basketball. And if you generally like watching basketball, period, then you would not pay too much attention to that. But of course, with what he does and, what he's supposed to do is to drive up numbers, saying stuff like that is, it's expected. But it's also expected that someone like him really does not be watching. He don't be watching the Denver Nuggets at all like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, makes sense.
I feel like Nick Wright is kind of building a straw man type of argument against stat nerds, right? He's imagining them as uncharitably as possible and making them out to be these people who are idiotic enough to only look at the numbers and just deduce things based on that alone.
Irony,
which some people do, but those aren't the nerds.
The irony of what Mojo said of not watching is what Nick probably does, but
he doesn't have
also
time
just
to.
People in general, as they straw man their opponent as much as possible to make them seem as ridiculous as possible, so they seem as rational as possible. But the people that he's talking about don't exist.
Yeah, and even if they do, they're not influential enough to actually have any impact on the zeitgeist, much less influence media members' votes on MVP.
And they're definitely not the loudest or the most prevalent voice in the room in support of Nikola Jokic.
Very close is Giannis and Embiid and Lucas. So you're like, oh, they're good stats. But then you see the fly in the ointment. So here is win shares We can show it to you right now. Win shares. And a player, Mitchell Robinson, win shares. Those sound important. Well, they say Mitchell Robinson's better than LeBron, Steph, and Luka. Maybe they're slightly overvaluing.
But that's not what win shares says. It's not saying they're better. It's just describing exactly what win shares are, which I don't understand. The approximation of how good a player is. I'm not a total nerd who knows what the fuck a win share exactly is supposed to be, but I know it's not something that's indicative of exactly how good a player is.
Yeah, and almost every advanced stat is just one facet of the game to look at through the advanced stat. But more importantly, like, I don't have Jokic. Like, Jokic is like neck and neck for MVP for me. I don't even have him as my pick this year, but he was last year. I have no idea what his win shares are. Not the reason I picked him for MVP.
Bro's picking a fight with himself.
Can we have another advanced stat category that Nikola Jokic is leading the entire way? Offensive box score plus minus. Well, who would you rather have on offense? Kevin Love or Devin Booker, DeMar DeRozan, Chris Paul? I don't know. The computers tell me.
Bro, why are you yelling? Why?
Look, Nick Wright's a hell of a performer. He's good at what he does. I'll give him credit where it's due. He's really good at this whole shtick. But it's like fun to actually poke and prod the arguments.
So I can't.
You know, we gotta appreciate the art form of punditry, bro.
This is where you and me disagree the most. You can see these disagreements on the shoot around, but you're always like, you got to appreciate the art form or the fact that they're entertainers. I actually don't. I think it's bad for basketball discourse, and I don't give a fuck about the entertainment element. Do your job correctly, and not in the view rating or getting ratings way. I mean the actually providing basketball analysis way.
Yes, but I'm kind of sided with Rudy on this one. It is art form because, bro, like, he swindled you. Be real. Your idea, motherfucker. He got people.
Look. Well, here's the thing. We're also in the content game, so we're just using him.
Job done.
For me, it's less like a raw appreciation of the entertainment on its own, right? Because I agree with the sentiment of what you're saying.
Yeah.
There is a toxic element to this, right?
Yeah.
So for me, getting pleasure out of this isn't like a sadistic thing. It's more like I'm making lemonade out of lemons type thing. It's like, this is a sour situation, but at least while we're here, we can laugh at the clowns.
Meanwhile, I throw the lemon across the room because I don't fucking want lemonade.
Yeah. That's your chicken fingers coming through.
I just wanted a Frosty.
I actually like lemonade. This is the metaphor, you dickhead.
Look, all right, what about on the other side of the ball? Defensive box score plus minus, where the computers tell me Jokic is the best defender in basketball. Would you rather?
Wait. Okay, Chuma Okeke is a not than Kevin Durant, so I don't know where.
Chuma's a god.
Chuma's a good defender.
Baby Draymond.
I'm not surprised by this advanced stat being in favor of a good defensive player. Like, there's a million different parts of context. Like, box score numbers are also relative to your teammates. And he could be running in the best defensive lineups with Orlando, and that boosts his numbers. But like, this is a bad comparison because Chuma is a good defender. I think Nick just saw a guy he didn't recognize. Yeah. It was like, this guy's clearly not good defensively.
This is why he's good at his job.
Right. No one knows who Chuma Okeke is except for Auburn fans, bro.
Or me, apparently. Like, for real, Chuma is a good defensive player and better than Kevin Durant, who's not even that great defensively. But
he had 2 good years of defense in Golden State, and suddenly everyone thinks that he's a god on defense, like Kawhi-esque.
Yeah, and DeAndre Ayton's good, but he's not unbelievable. Jason Tatum's the best defender of this group, and Chuma having a better defensive rating than him is not crazy.
Yeah, especially because, again, these statistics he's talking about aren't even catch-all advanced statistics. They're just wacky statistics that most people don't know about, and so it's using them like they're catch-all.
Well, okay, offensive and defensive plus minus, those are commonly used stats, but it's also every advanced stat is understood within a specific context, and he throws it out like these advanced stats are treated as catch-all, which is not the case. No one treats them that way outside of a select few people that we all collectively agree are wrong.
Yeah, like, for instance, the whole, like, Steph Curry thing. Like, oh, Steph Curry's blah, 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 top defender in the league. well, like, because of his plus minus, dope motherfucker. He's right next to Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and then, you know what I'm saying, whatever, like, rim protector or space protector that they got over there in the paint. Of course it's going to be good. You put Trae Young, some of the better and best defenders in the league, he's going to have, like, a top whatever. He's going to be up there when it comes to defensive plus minus. And no one in the right mind should say that Trae Young is a good defender because of that. But, like, Philly fans are doing that. Why? I don't know. I don't know. But that's just what.
But most of us are aware that's bullshit.
Exactly.
But at least Stephen Curry is enough of a better defender to not quite get a Trae level bad. But
yeah, exactly. But
either way, the point is, though, almost any time you see someone using an advanced stat as catch-all, they get called out for it, and rightfully so. Yeah. So Nick, again, creating a straw man argument here to treat it as though everyone arguing for Jokic is using these advanced stats as a catch-all.
Kyle's beloved Magic or Jason Tatum, DeAndre Ayton, or Kevin Durant? I don't know. The computers say the Magic are as frisky as wild shape. What about VORP? Value over replacement player. Jokic is number one.
Okay. In his defense,
why are you gonna slander Freddie?
Yeah, Fred VanVleet might actually be better than these guys. But
no, he's not. But like, it's not.
Stop. In Nick Wright's defense, he's actually using a catch-all here. These other statistics he has been using are not catch-all statistics, but VORP is meant to be a catch-all. So at least here he's more true to his word.
Okay.
Either Fred VanVleet this year, who's been good, or Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, or again DeMar DeRozan. And then a stat I've always liked, PER. However, again, it's overvaluing rebounding. Would you rather have Montrezl Harrell this year, Montrezl Harrell, or Jason Tatum, Steph Curry, or Devin Booker? So that is Jokic's entire case, and he's going to win.
No, it's not.
The entire case, Lyle.
Art form.
No, it's not.
Computers tell me and I'm sitting here saying, okay, that's fine. Is it possible your beloved computers are flawed, that it's not Deep Blue playing Kasparov, that maybe your algorithms, which were made by humans, not computers, overvalued certain things? Because at the top of those metrics, it's like, oh, it's all the best players in basketball and Jokic is better than them. But then you realize it's not Jokic's fault, but what he is particularly good at, which is he doesn't take a lot of shots, so his field goal percentage off the charts, and he's an exceptional rebounder in addition to being a transcendent passer. That he's getting a boost from it, and he's going to win another one.
Doesn't shoot a lot of shots.
I don't mind him being.
What are you talking about?
Should we fact check him on that right quick?
He might not shoot as much as Giannis or Jokic, but Giannis or Embiid, but he shoots a lot of shots. But I wanna ask this: has Nick heard of a concept called outlier? There are outliers in statistics all the time, and we understand them to not be indicative of the entire thing. And the fact that he mentions, like, at the top of these stats is all these star level players, but then there's this one thing that sticks out. That's called an outlier. And if all of the star players in the league are towards the top of the league in this category, that should show that those stats actually have some value because they do indicate who the best players in the league are. If it was a complete clusterfuck of role players and star players and scrubs or whatever, that would actually make his point more valid. But the fact that he said that is Jokic's entire MVP case, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? That's his entire MVP case.
That's the headline, you know. That's the clickbait. That's the selling point of the whole hot take. That's what got us to bite.
It's fucking stupid. He has incredible box score and incredible eye test. Advanced stats are also in his favor, and that's a cherry on fucking top of a guy who is at bare minimum a top 5 player in the league. Fuck out of here.
But something also that I really don't like is just how he takes this and so many other people are gonna run with this and think that they're on something, and they're just spreading all these fucking nasty ass false prophecies and terrible arguments.
That's the thing about a lot of the people who come and searching for hot takes and sports content in general, is that they're looking for a loan on an opinion, right? It's like whether they're not capable of watching as much sports as they want to because they're too busy working all the time or whatever. They want to get something for the water cooler talk, or they want to talk about how Kevin Durant's always been number 2, or how Nikola Jokic's whole argument is based on a bunch of nerd shit. They want something nice and concise that they can walk away from, maybe get a laugh out of, and borrow that opinion and take it somewhere else.
Yeah, so when someone's spreading a bad opinion, fuck them.
That's the Art of the Take, man. It's the Art of the Take. Shout out to the Art of the Take podcast. It's dead now. It has been for like a year and a half, but I enjoyed it while it lasted.
All right, well, I guess I need to outro this thing since it's my channel. Again, go check out, assuming you enjoyed this in some capacity, and being that you've watched this far, you definitely have, go check out the Shoot Around. I keep wanting to call it the Rusty and Mojo Show. We've rebranded as the Shoot Around. Every Wednesday and Sunday live, talking about all things NBA and also whatever other bullshit we can come up with. And yeah, links to that in the description, and subscribe to this channel. Goodbye.